In microeconomics, students often memorize the shutdown rule. But very few understand where it actually comes from. In this video, I will show you visually, algebraically, and using calculus, why the shutdown rule depends on average variable cost, not average total cost. This explanation works perfectly for AP Microeconomics, IB Economics, and A-level Economics. In the short run, a firm has fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs are already paid. Rent, machines, licenses. These costs do not change with output. So the real question is not, am I making a loss? The real question is, does producing today reduce my loss, or increase it? If producing increases the loss, the firm shuts down. If producing reduces the loss, the firm keeps operating. This simple idea leads directly to the shutdown rule. Let's write profit. Profit equals total revenue minus total cost. Total cost equals fixed cost plus variable cost. So profit equals total revenue minus total fixed cost minus total variable cost. Now compare two options. If the firm shuts down and produces zero output, profit is negative. The loss equals minus fixed cost. If the firm produces and does not shut down, profit equals price times quantity minus fixed cost minus variable cost. Producing is better than shutting down if price times quantity minus fixed cost minus variable cost is greater than or equal to minus fixed cost. Now notice something important. Fixed cost appears on both sides. So fixed cost cancels out. We are left with price times quantity greater than or equal to total variable cost. Divide both sides by quantity. Price greater than or equal to total variable cost divided by quantity. And total variable cost divided by quantity is average variable cost. So the condition becomes price must be at least equal to AVC. This is the key result. Fixed cost plays no role in the shutdown decision.
Here is the short-run average variable cost function we are using. AVC of Q equals 30 plus 0.05 times Q minus 15 squared. This function is U-shaped. AVC changes with output. So the firm asks, is there any output level at which price can cover AVC? If price is below the minimum AVC, then price is below AVC at every output level. That is when shutdown becomes optimal. So now we need to find the minimum of AVC. This function is U-shaped. So it has a single minimum point. To find that minimum, we use calculus. Take the derivative of AVC with respect to Q. The derivative of AVC equals 0.1 times Q minus 15. The minimum occurs where the slope is 0. So set the derivative equal to 0. 0.1 times Q minus 15 equals 0. This gives Q equals 15. So AVC is minimized at an output of 15 units. Now substitute this value back into the AVC function. AVC at 15 equals 30 plus 0.05 times 15 minus 15 squared. That equals 30. So the minimum average variable cost is 30. This value is the shutdown price. On the graph, this point is the lowest point of the AVC curve. At this output level, AVC equals 30. This point is crucial. If market price is exactly 30, the firm is indifferent between producing and shutting down. If price is above 30, the firm can cover variable cost and should produce. If price is below 30, producing increases loss. Notice something important on the graph. The marginal cost curve intersects the AVC curve exactly at its minimum point. This is not a coincidence. The minimum of AVC occurs where marginal cost equals AVC. This is why marginal cost plays such a central role in firm decision-making.
Now watch what happens as market price falls. The horizontal price line starts high, above AVC. The firm produces. As price falls, the price line moves downward. The moment price touches the minimum of AVC, the firm is exactly indifferent between producing and shutting down. Now watch carefully. As price falls below minimum AVC, price is lower than AVC. At every output level, every unit produced adds more to variable cost than it adds to revenue. Loss increases, so the firm shuts down. Suppose fixed cost is 100. If the firm shuts down, loss equals 100. If price is below minimum AVC, and the firm produces, loss becomes greater than 100. So even though the firm is already making a loss, producing makes the loss worse. That is why shutdown is optimal. Let's summarize. In the short run, fixed costs are sunk. They cancel out of the decision. The shutdown rule depends only on variable cost. A firm shuts down if price is less than minimum AVC. This rule comes from logic, from algebra, from calculus, and from graphs. It is not something to memorize. If you understand why the shutdown rule comes from AVC, you will never confuse it with ATC again. In the next video, we'll show how this rule leads directly to the firm's short-run supply curve. Thanks for watching.